Hi everyone, welcome back to Mike on Mike. Happy 420, and let's check out the films that came out on Friday and see if they popped or flopped. Okay, so here are the current box office results from Friday. Pretty cool. See, so Lee Cronin's The Mummy, I guess it came in third place. I guess, and it made $13 million. So I said 40, I guess. So I guess it technically flopped because, wow, the budget was $22 million and it made $13 million. Oh, so it flopped. Wow. Okay. That's surprised. I knew, I thought it would do a little bit better than that. That's, wow. $22 million budget. Really? And it came in third place. I'm so surprised. The drama has made $39 million so far. And then what was the other one? It was Mother Mary and Normal. There's Normal, seventh place. I said that it was gonna pop if the budget's low, 30 to 40 million, but and the top 10. So 30 to 40 million. Normal made $2 million. Oh my God. Well, there you go. And then what was the other movie that oh, Mother Mary here. Mother Mary's down here. Oh, $168,000. Wait, it has 5 theaters? It's in 5 theaters? Oh my God. No way. That can't be. That has to be a typo. That has to be a typo or something. How is this possible? Wow. So that flopped. Wow, that is insane. And it came in 17th place. 5 theaters. Wow. I'm surprised people didn't give it a chance with how it looked, you know? It looked like a very cool movie, and it looked like it got crazier. And it looks very, like, you know, well produced. I'm so surprised that, like, people didn't give it a chance. That's what I'm thinking. What I thought, and I'm thinking, is that it's actually like a gay movie, like Pillion, that A24 just made. Sometimes those movies aren't a hit anyways because, you know, because of what they are. So that's different than, you know what I mean, than this. No, you know what I mean. So that's interesting. And the other movie that came out was Wasteman. Oh my God. Look at it. It's way down here. Can you believe that? Look at that. It has made it's in 3 theaters. Good luck finding that. It's definitely on streaming then or something. And then $10,000. It has made $10,000 at the theater. Unbelievable. So Wasteman flopped with $10,000. Wow. And then Mother Mary flopped with $168,000. Well, actually, wasn't the budget low for that? I thought the budget was, well, 15 to 20 million. No, it's not going to make it. Yeah, I guess it technically flopped. And then, yeah, what was Normal? Normal made 2 million. That budget, it didn't say, right? If the budget was low. No, yeah, darn. Well, that's unfortunate. And then, but Wasteman, I said it would be in the top 10. It's not. And then Mother Mary, I said top 15. So it came in 17th place. That is crazy. Well, this is so surprising. I mean, Lee Cronin's The Mummy flopped and it's in 3rd place. Holy crap. Normal, I don't know if it can be saved. Maybe. Do you think, well, Lee Cronin's The Mummy could make the 22 million soon, maybe? It has to make, in another week, if it can make 13 again, it'll be 26. And so it'll, you know, then it'll make it, but that's another week or two. I don't know. They should have done like 20 million opening day, or you know what I'm saying, or something closer to the budget. Or why is this out? Why is it not out in Halloween? It's just a few more months and we'll be there, you know? Like, Scream 7 would have, I guess, made it now, but it would have done really, I mean, maybe better in October. It's just not a good movie. It would have failed either way. It's not like Final Destination's Bloodlines, where that's an actually good movie. You know, like it actually is entertaining, and it wasn't a cash grab. Like I guess supposedly Scream 7 was, but it made its money. So yeah, and then what else? Mother Mary. I don't know. The budget was I think they said 15 or 20. So it's definitely that's so weird. Wow. Anyway, we can check out the some new comments and reviews for these movies. Okay, here is the Mummy. Oh wow, did they change the name? What? Oh, that's funny. Oh no, Lee Cronin is so embarrassed now. He's like, oh, take that, like, take my name off of it. Yeah, that's super interesting though. Let's see. We're gonna read some comments for it's 212. Oh, I could actually read that summary. The AI summaries are good. Where'd it go? Okay. Reviewers say Lee Cronin's The Mummy delivers a moody, unsettling atmosphere with intense body horror and strong performances that keep many viewers gripping their seats. However, the film disappoints with derivative storytelling heavily borrowing from Evil Dead Rise and Hereditary, weak writing that lacks substance, and excessive gore that some find gratuitous rather than genuinely frightening. Pacing divides audiences, with some finding it tight while others consider the runtime bloated. That's exactly what I said. The film's extreme approach proves polarizing, thrilling for gore enthusiasts, but frustrating for those seeking original horror. Oh my God, what in the world? That's crazy. I was listening to the Weekly Planet podcast, and they did their review, and they're saying, yeah, the violence is like I already said, like, it seems to be like a violence fight going on with all the shows and movies and studios where they can say, oh, we can make a worse one. Like Terrifier is pretty intense. That might be on par with The Boys, which I already said. I think The Boys has the worst violence. I'm not sure. In my opinion, I think they have the worst kind of violence in The Boys, and just because of like the situations, I guess. But then this, I guess, yeah, I don't know, just like people are trying to like compete with each other with violence, a violence competition, I guess, between the studios or something. That's what it seems like. Yeah, pretty weird. And I did say that the runtime was just insane. There's so many Mummy movies already. You can't, like, especially with this, you know, I thought that Wasteman would do good because it performed well because it has an hour and a half runtime. It's literally an hour and 30 minutes exact. And then the other one, Mother Mary, I thought, what was it, 135 or something? I don't know. There a few of them are short, or Nobody. I think Nobody's short, or whatever it's called, Normal. They have all these. They have these names that's like summary. Summary would be the name of a movie, you know, or like featured. Featured reviews would be a movie, you know. Kind of weird. Okay, let's read some actual reviews. Here, 212. Let's see. 10 out of 10. A refreshing horror. I was not sure what to expect with this, but I was pleasantly surprised. There was a little of everything in this. Gore, suspense, horror. Wasn't massively predictable. Had some horror, humor, dark. My finance sat and watched it from start to finish. Fiance finished it, or start to finish, totally glued to it, and that says everything. She can't sit through a film ever. In my humble opinion, it is one of the best horror films this year. Fake or real? Comment below. I go with, I mean, I don't know, not real. It's weird, worded like a human kind of, sort of, but what's with the typing and just not reviewing it? My finance sat and watched it from start to finish and glued to it, and that says everything. As she can't sit through a film. Your finance, maybe his money. He has a big pile of money next to him. When he's like, my finance, you know, he has all his documents, his tax returns, all his cash withdrawn from the bank, gold. He's like, my finance. And he watches movies with a big pile of money or something. I don't know. This is weird, though. 6 out of 10, shock over substance. The story had a good idea, and some parts were interesting, but the movie focused too much on gore. See? A studio competition. Horror movies do not always need a lot of blood to be scary. This film keeps trying to shock the audience. And after a while, it becomes tiring instead of scary. It also makes it hard to enjoy the story. What I've heard is that there's not that many jump scares, which to me, I'm that sounds good, you know, but the violence though, yeah, if it's just like, if it turns out to be like a demo reel, like, do you need props, whatever, high-end props and graphics, whatever for your movie, call us. And here's like a sizzle reel or whatever or something, and then that would be it. Be like, do you want violence? Here's what we can offer. You know, we offer head choppings. We offer skin peeling. We offer blood spraying. However high you want it. However much. For however long. That'd be so funny. 10 out of 10, awesome movie. This movie rocks. The perfect amount of everything you want from a horror movie. It manages to keep being really creepy while maintaining an interesting detective-type story, also balancing the right amount of gore and gross stuff. Please make this movie do well as it deserves it. This is a must-watch for all horror fans. I mean, that could be true. It's just this, like, the movie should have made more money then, if that's true, you know? It should have been like, oh my God, you have to see this. And then they go Saturday and that person sees it twice, you know? 9 out of 10, amazing, but not for everybody. As horror movies go, it would be difficult to find one that goes harder than Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Seriously, think of it as The Exorcist on crack cocaine to the power of 10. With the exception of the first few minutes and a few minutes at the end, the entire feeling of this movie is one of despair and a whirlpool of hopelessness that drags the viewer further and further down as the story progresses. The end, however, is very satisfying. So why isn't it for everyone? The intensity, the emotional trauma, and the lengthy scenes of chaotic horror will turn some people off. It is simply too much for most people to handle. If you are like me, however, it might be the best horror movie you've seen in years. It will undoubtedly be the best of this year. Wow. Well, I don't know what to think of that. Yeah, well, I don't know what to think of that. What I've heard is this guy who made the movie, Lee Cronin, he did The Evil Dead Rise, whatever. There seems to be similarities between the movies. And if it's a direct copy paste rather than the director's style, that could be a problem. Like if every Tarantino movie is like Pulp Fiction, right? Or you know what I mean? Or nah, I guess you can't really compare True Romance because he sold that one, but the next one I guess would be Reservoir Dogs. I'm not sure, right? He paid for it with the money from True Romance, I think. So if he made every movie like Reservoir Dogs, which I think he said, I forgot what he said that one is, because The Hateful Eight is like the thing in the snow, right? He said that. So, but his style is taking a previous movie and then he puts scenes of dialogue and creates characters. That's what he does every time, you know? But the movie is different. It's not always like this. This guy is doing horror movies and he's done 2 now. And there's been comments about there being similarities, you know? If Tarantino just kept making Reservoir Dogs forever, you know, every movie is the same. Someone in their group is a rat or something, right? Or whatever, loosely that. And then everyone would be like, oh, it's the same story, you know? Like, I think the Baby, the rapper, had that for a bit. His music was the same, which was fine because I don't know, it's like, that's his style. You want that. You want AC/DC to do rock music. You don't want to do jazz one time. Or a country. I mean, acoustic's different, but anyway. So I think that guy, the Baby, had the same issue where he had his music was the same, and then he finally changed. I forgot what specifically, the style or the sound or this flow. I think he did it in a song. He even addressed it in his bars, and then he says, "Oh, something to switch up my style," and he goes, or flow, and he switches it right there, and does new stuff. So he needs to do a different movie for the next movie. This guy needs to do like a Western. but it can't be the same thing. It can't be, I don't know, possession or, whatever. It can't be the same thing. It has to be like, he has to do a Western movie and maybe just make one of the killers a violent killer. So that's the violence, but it's like a mystery whodunit movie or something. But it's not this. It's not a horror movie. It's just a violent film, So, or try to make a movie, even maybe for kids. Robert Rodriguez made all the Spy Kids films. He made stuff for kids, and whatever kid stuff. And then he also did all like Grindhouse and all that stuff. So you kind of gotta do different stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this guy, what his history really is. I don't know what he's done. I haven't seen too much of his stuff, so I don't know if he does everything the same. If he has a style where it's just like, I don't know what his style would be, all the styles are taken. No, you gotta, I guess his style is violence, that's his thing. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna read, I'll just read some of the ratings. 6 out of 10, a predictable horror movie that still entertains. 8 out of 10, fun but gory. 9 out of 10, comedy horror classic. 8 out of 10, that's a wrap. We'll read some Rotten Tomatoes ones now. 47%. Wow, from the critics. But the audience liked it? How? That is so interesting. So the critics' consensus, director Lee Cronin's take on The Mummy injects some juicy gore and personal stakes into the classic horror setup, but the scares in this gross-out extravaganza get entombed by a padded running time. That's what I said. Johnny Oleksinski from the New York Post gave it 1.5 out of 4 splats, saying the director mostly reshapes what a mummy actually is to suit his lackluster whims. Oh my God. Allison Wilmore from New York Magazine /Vulture gave it a splat, saying maybe the mummy just isn't very inspired. Joshua Rothkopf, I don't know, from Los Angeles Times, gave it a splat, saying all these moments are good for audience groans, and there's an enjoyable bad movie here for the seasoning. Wow, that's some wild wording. Fausto Fernandez from Fotogramas gave it 4 out of 5 tomatoes, saying perhaps the most unpleasantly enjoyable film that horror, without excuses, has offered us in recent times. Lee Cronin's The Mummy reiterates his director's occurring theme, the destruction of the something. Interesting. Vinamra Mathur from First Post gave it 2.5 out of 5 splat, saying it is not even scary or spooky after a point, just plain repulsive, and the deafening background noise only adds to the soreness. The plot is as old as the hills. Jesus Christ. Rick Bentley from KGET TV, Bakersfield, California, gave it a D- splat, saying Cronin continues to lose focus as the film bounces between the family trying to deal with their demonic daughter and the Egyptian police officer trying to solve the case. Both play at such a tepid pace that something. Audience reviews, Daniel gave it 5 stars, saying it was disturbing but in a good way, because that's what every horror movie should have. There was a good amount of, I don't know what to believe. Yeah, maybe. This is a different kind of violence, supposedly. Dominic gave it 4 stars, saying if you're expecting a classic Universal-style mummy film, it's best to know up front there are no actual mummies in this. See, I literally said that. Lee Cronin's a mummy. A mummy. It's not The Mummy. This is not The Mummy. This is some mummy. This is just a mummy. Lee Cronin's a mummy. That's it. It's literally this, like I said, like they keep wanting to do like an Avengers style thing with a witch, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and whatever. And they want to have like an Avengers thing going on, but not with this mummy. They need to introduce a mummy that's half human or can talk and speak and has powers or whatever, that can be like a superhero, And yeah, so I don't know. I think they've lost focus on that and they just don't care anymore. And now you get this. You get this kind of a mummy movie. Okay, so pretty wild that this film flopped with $13 million and it came in third place. The budget was 22 million. Unbelievable. That is so wild. 13 million US, 34 worldwide. So now, wait a second. No, so I don't, so wait. So worldwide, it did good. So then it technically, it needs to make 44 or 66, right? 66 million. It could make 50 would be good. 40 to 50. So in I guess in other countries it did better. Well, that's surprising. Okay. Well, that's surprising. So now I'm a little confused. It flopped here though. So it could make it up though. It flopped here, but it popped in other countries though. Maybe it's because, yeah, I mean, I guess in another country to see this style of film would be pretty wild. Like all that, I mean, that would be pretty crazy. I mean, Jesus. I mean, it does look very well produced. You know, but I guess it's too focused on visual and no depth. And the person who brought weapons, how's that possible? Well, I don't know what to say now. It flopped here with 13 million, but it made whatever, 30 million worldwide. And it came in third place. All right, well, those are the results for this film. Okay, the next film is Normal. That came in seventh place, made $2 million. The budget is not disclosed. We can go down to the bottom here and look and see if there's anything. It's still 2,000 worldwide. Yeah, well, yeah, 2 million came in seventh place. We can check out some reviews really quick. No AI summary. I kind of like that AI summary thing. So 39 reviews. So the first one is 9 out of 10. Hot Fuzz meets nobody. A sheriff, Bob Odenkirk, who works in the town called Normal, and hopes to get away from a tragic moment that he can't seem to recover from. And his marriage is slowly fading. But in one day, he will discover that things are not quite what they seem. The beginning starts quite slowly on getting to know the Bob Odenkirk character. But when it picks, then it takes an incredible turn. Henry Winkler seems to shine in his role, so does the rest of the cast. Manages to balance the drama, humor, and action out quite well. Banal and disappointing. Normal had the potential to be an interesting and emotional film, especially with Bob Odenkirk in the cast, but unfortunately it falls short in almost every aspect. While Odenkirk does his best with the material and delivers a solid performance, the script gives him very little to work with. The story feels weak, unfocused, and never fully develops its themes or characters in a meaningful way. The pacing is one of the film's biggest problems. It moves too slowly, with several scenes that feel unnecessarily repetitive, making the overall experience drag. Instead of building emotional depth, the movie often feels flat and disconnected. The attempts at humor and charm also miss the mark, coming across as forced rather than natural. What could have been a thoughtful drama ends up feeling forgetful and lacking impact. What could have been a thoughtful drama ends up feeling forgettable and lacking impact. Even with a talented actor like Bob Odenkirk involved, Normal never becomes engaging or memorable. In the end, it is a disappointing film that fails to live up to its potential. Wow. 7 out of 10, Bob is the new Normal. Okay. Normal is Odenkirk movie from start to finish as he carries the movie with panache as he uncovers the sinister conspiracy in the fictional town in Minnesota. The first 30 minutes seem boring as we are introduced to the residents, but then the action kicks off to epic proportions with gunfights, hand-to-hand combat, and a whole lot of explosions. Like Nobody movies, our hero is a quiet type trying to go by his temporary job as mayhem ensues. Fun to watch, but only for diehard fans. 10 out of 10, really bad. 7 out of 10, good for what it is. 7 out of 10, the perfect movie to not take too seriously. 7 out of 10, not Nobody, but some fun ride. Wow. Well, okay. Let's check out some Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, here's Rotten Tomatoes. 76%. Wow, and 76 match on both sides. Wow. Okay. It says Normal thrives on Bob Odenkirk's gruff yet playful presence and director Ben Wheatley's over-the-top carnage, delivering simple, ridiculous, and consistently entertaining thrills despite its familiar premise. Critics review Stephanie Zacharek from Time Magazine give it a tomato, saying normal may not be groundbreaking, but it does come equipped with a wicked spirit and some great B-movie energy. Katie Walsh from the Tribune News Service gave it 2 out of 4 splats, saying the thing about overtly referencing a film as funny and deft as Fargo is that it's only going to make us think about Fargo. So your film better be just as good, or at least come close. Alas, normal does not. Like, it straight up references it. Maybe they have the accent, or like, like how they talk, like Fargo. Huh? Do they say it overtly? The thing about overtly referencing a film. So, okay, I haven't heard many things about that. That's interesting. Peter Travers from the Travers Take gave it 3 out of 4 tomatoes, saying, for all the mirth and mayhem, Bob Odenkirk and his merry pranksters are exposing how violence is wired into the American character. Chris Klimek from Washington City Paper gave it a splat, saying Odenkirk is such a compelling actor that he, Kolstad, and director Ben Wheatley nearly get away with it, but they abused our good faith again and again by fainting in the direction of something stranger and Bill Newcott from this Bill Newcott from the Saturday Evening Post gave it 4 out of 5 tomatoes, saying heavy doses of early Coen Brothers comic thrillers saturate this fabulously fun and gratuitously grisly take. But that could be, I don't know. Okay, well, Alice Chaffins from MacGuffin or Meaning Substack gave it 4 out of 5 tomatoes, saying Ben Wheatley's latest is a fun action thriller with an engaging story and another fantastic performance from Bob Odenkirk. Audience reviews, Goldie W gave it 3 stars, saying action-packed and heartfelt movie. John gave it 3 stars, saying was not a great movie, but as an action comedy, it was entertaining. And S gave it 3.5 stars, saying crazy little fun ride, cheesy story, but it really works well. It's not for everyone, but it's really entertaining. Dan K gave it a star, saying stupid, pointless, uninteresting plot, overly violent in an alarming casual way. People blown away in the dozens, nothing. Well, I mean, if it's more like having fun, that's like, it's kind of different. Okay, so in the end, normal flopped with $2 million, but it came in 7th place. The budget is still not disclosed. It looks like it's fun, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't look like crap, I guess. Again, it's like, yeah, similar plot, whatever. But if it's just entertaining, and at least, I mean, they should put a twist in that's kind of cool, like he wakes up, something, but somebody said the twist isn't good in this one. So, but anyways, yeah, so it flopped $2 million, came in 7th place, and the budget is still not disclosed. Okay, the next movie is Mother Mary. That I thought it would do a little bit better. It made $160,000. It's in 5 theaters, apparently. I can't believe that. Came in 17th place. I mean, like, it's super flopped. Mother flopped? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It looks nicely produced and everything. So, yeah, I guess it just didn't really catch. But A24 is hit or miss. Let's check if there's any financials down here. No, nothing. All right. Well, we can check out some new reviews. There are no... Wait, what? I thought there were some reviews I read. There's no reviews? Oh. I swear there's no reviews. Okay. There's no reviews on there. What about here? Let's see. 74% from the critics. 46 reviews and none from the audience. Well, what are these? Oh, this is like 3. That's not enough. Wow. Stephanie Zacharek. Oh, I probably read this one already on the other day. It works hard to impress us with its slinky weirdness. Yeah, I think I read that. Richard Leishman, CBR, gave it 8 out of 10. Tomato saying Hathaway is captivating to watch, and much like her Mother Mary persona. We get to see just how the marriage between the two worlds, and it's glorious. Yeah, we kind of read this already. Jim Kaplan versus Kaplan. Mother Mary is immensely intriguing. Hathaway and Coel deliver remarkable performances. David Kaplan versus Kaplan, gave it a tomato, saying, I would suggest that the tenure of Mother Mary is so unexpected that the film merits a second viewing. But there is no denying the two excellent performances from Hathaway and Coel. Yeah, well, I'm sure it's good. And that's it. What? Audience reviews. Audience reviews. Love H, 5 stars. This amazing horror film. Shows even with mid-budget, you do amazing things with it, and I love the ending a lot. BP gave it 3.5, saying David Lowery's Mother Mary blends pop spectacle with gothic horror, anchored by stunning performances from Anne Hathaway and the other lady. Eric C gave it 5 stars, saying muy bueno. Would recommend. Well, wow, interesting. I thought it would do a little bit better. I'm very surprised. So yeah, Mother Mary flopped with $160,000. It's in 5 theaters. That is if the budget is high. If it's A24, so the budget may be $500,000 or $1 million. So, but it's still flopped. I mean, $160,000 is really, even if like Undertone made that, it would have flopped. So I don't know, because that was 500,000. This, yeah, so I don't know. And it came in 17th place. And the last film is Wasteman. Can't believe it. It came in 32nd place. I can't believe it. It's very surprising. It looks cool. An hour and a half. I mean, it's like you could watch this and something else. You know, that's what I'm saying. These theaters should do double bundles. Go get a ticket and go see Avengers and Wasteman. Like, okay, you know, something. And then at least they can like get the, you know what I mean? Like at least get the more views and get more views and reviews, you know? They should definitely try something like that. Bundled movies. Yeah, so this one made $10,000. Unreal. 10,000. Oh, we can read this AI summary. Reviewers say Wasteman delivers a visceral prison drama elevated by exceptional performances and remarkably assured direction for a debut feature. The film's gritty realism, unpredictable plot, and relentless tension create an utterly gripping experience with nuanced, morally complex characters. While most found it absorbing throughout, some felt the drama never fully maximized its potential, and a few criticized the writing as basic, despite others praising its complexity. I mean, I guess if that's the thing, I mean, it could be more of just like a display for David Johnson, right? Isn't that this guy? It's probably more for him too, but more of like to showcase his acting, you know? He played an android, then he played an an athletic walker in a post-apocalyptic future or whatever. Oh no, I guess was it the past? I guess the past. Yeah, whatever. And then now he's playing a prison inmate. You know, so for him, it's more of a, like, just a different role for his resume. It's like, hey, I played a robot. I played this kid who has to walk against his will, and then now I'm playing a prison inmate. Who knows what else he's going to do? Or if he does a musical, if he does a superhero movie, that'll really diversify, what he's done. Yeah, a musical, that'd be pretty cool. An action movie where he is, doing John Wick style stunts or whatever. So pretty cool though. So I want to check if there's any financial stuff really quick. Oh wow. Well, 10,000, but 1 million worldwide. I mean, that's so strange. It's still probably, what was the budget for it? It said it had a 15-day shoot, which is interesting. That's kind of funny. The budget might, I don't know. I said it was gonna pop. I'm very surprised, but it flopped with 1,010,000. But if the budget is low, I can't believe the budget's under 1 million. There's no way. It has to be 20 million or 10 or 15 maybe. Yeah, so this one technically, I guess, flopped with 10,000 here at least. If it's 800,000, then it kind of, I don't know. Yeah. Let's see if there's 28 reviews. 9 out of 10. Wasteman is certainly not a waste of time. A surprisingly heartfelt and engaging indie gem, Wasteman completely exceeded my expectations. What starts as a gritty character piece quickly becomes something far more layered, blending sharp scenes with a genuinely touching story about rebuilding your life when you feel like you've hit the bottom. The lead performance is outstanding, raw, and incredibly human, and the supporting cast brings real warmth and personality to every scene. The film's pacing is tight, the dialogue feels authentic, and the direction gives it a grounded, lived-in atmosphere that suits the story perfectly. There's a sincerity here that sneaks up on you, and by the final act, it lands an emotional punch that feels fully earned. It's clever, heartfelt, and full of charm. Easily one of the most memorable indie films I've watched in a while. It's probably true. I don't know if this is a real comment. Again, it seems real. I think that it's probably going to be like he probably almost dies, and and it looks like he's not going to make parole or whatever, something to get out, and then he does, and he's back with his kid. Probably something like that. Or maybe he's just, I don't know. And if in the movie, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, that from A24, that movie, you never see the daughter on camera. So maybe you never see the child on camera. You read the letters. So that you've seen the story and he's reading it, and you're hearing that the kid is getting into bad stuff, and this David Johnson's character needs to get out, and be a father. So I don't know. I'm guessing, but probably something along those lines. 8 out of 10, good movie. Rating 8. Oh yeah, No, I didn't read this one. Wow, that's a lot. Good movie. Rating 8.0. It's an intimate portrait into the rugged life of an inmate and addict, showing how many turn to the latter to deal with the harsh realities of the former, as the film shows how the prison system creates a lawless environment, despite it being a place meant to contain and rehabilitate those who break the law. The film is able to accomplish this through its cinematography, direction, writing, and performances, as all of these elements work in conjunction to create a realistic experience that makes you emotionally invested in the main character and his journey to turn his life around, despite how external forces are setting him up to fail. Direction, good. The direction on a macro scale feels like a very raw and gritty and intimate portrait. Direction, storytelling is good and clear, as it's easy to follow and use your emotional investment in the main character, keep you engaged. Story, good. The concept is an intimate portrait. This guy kind of writes the same thing. You think he just did this and had AI just sort it at least? Story, good. Screenplay, good. The dialogue is strong and helps build the world of the prison environment. There's humor, symbolism. Acting, pretty good to good. David Johnson, pretty good to good. He is the emotional core of the movie as the whole story flows to his performance. Yeah. Tom Blythe, good. Seals the show in his scenes. He's a big personality that tries to make sure he's the biggest person in the room. He has a good dynamic with Johnson. That's good. Story, good. Totally really fits the movie, as it helps give the film a very British underground feel. Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's over in the UK, right? Soundtrack. Oh, but David Johnson is British, I think. This might be really good then for him. If he can play you know what I mean, like a British thug, whatever, that type of a thing. All these lines probably sound good with the accent. Soundtrack, good. Helps give this movie a very British underground feel. Cinematography, very good to good. It's very raw, gritty, and in your face. Editing, good. Works in conjunction with the cinematography to create a raw, gritty indie feel. Sound, pretty good. Helps with building tension. Visual effects, pretty good. Using a lot of practical effects. Production and design, good. Builds the prison environment accurately, as it shows how caged in and confined the prisoners are. Makeup, good. Shows blood and gore of the prison environment. Costume, pretty good. Clothes the prisoners and guards. Pacing is right, as the movie is only 90 minutes. Doesn't feel too long or too short. Probably feels too tight, but probably does feel really you know what I mean? instant end, rather than, yeah. Climax is incredibly intense, tone, very British underground. I was going to say. Final notes, received a screener and reviewing for Creators' Choice Awards. Wow. Cool. 10 out of 10, this is a masterpiece. 9 out of 10, best prison movie since Une Profeta. Yeah, I read those. All right. Well, those sound good. We'll read some Rotten Tomatoes now. So 100% from the critics and 0 from the audience? What? Jesus. Well, let's see. So critics reviews. Matt Zoller Sites, I guess, or Seats from RogerEbert.com gave it 3.5 out of 4 tomatoes, saying it's a genre piece with tragic weight. Randy Myers, San Jose Mercury News, gave it 3 out of 4 tomatoes, saying, though the jangly use of cell phone... Yeah, I read that one already. Any more? Any newer ones? And that's it. I might have read them all. Oh, yeah, Mick Mao, that's the guy's name. I don't think that's a real name. Does that sound real? Audience reviews, Wendy W. Todd Tenson, brilliantly acted by both of Johnson and Blythe. Probably read all these. Dale R. gave it 3.5 stars, saying, I doubt that this very violent, unsettling film will have mainstream appeal, but I appreciate that people make these kinds of films. Yeah, that's cool. Success in 1.5 hours. I said the runtime's got to be a positive. Okay, so yeah, Wasteman flopped with $10,000, $1 million worldwide. I don't know exactly what that means. Hopefully the budget is low, but I don't know how low it could be. It looks really good. The reviews are definitely, I think, on the good side. I'm surprised there's no audience reviews. I mean, what is it, 32nd place? 32nd place. I mean, that's crazy. It made $10,000. Wow. So yeah, Wasteman, hope it doesn't seem like a waste, right? It seems like it'll do better on streaming, I'm assuming, but yeah, flopped with $10,000 and came in 32nd place. So The Mummy flopped with $13 million. Oh, sorry, Lee Cronin's The Mummy flopped with $13 million domestically. It made, I guess, $34 million worldwide. I don't know what that means. Maybe it did pop and do okay, I guess. It had a $22 million budget. It actually came in 3rd place. I do think this film will make more money in a week or 2. Normal seems to have flopped with $2 million. If the budget is high, I don't know. It's got to be like 10, 20 million. And it came in 7th place, which is pretty interesting. Reviews seem to kind of say it's on the good side. You know, it's pretty entertaining. And the budget is still not disclosed. Mother Mary flopped with $160,000. It looks like it has 5 theaters, which is crazy. And it came in 17th place. Pretty crazy. It looks really awesome. It'll probably be like, you know, I don't know, do better on streaming. But Mother Mary flopped with $160,000 and came in 17th place. And finally, Wasteman came in 32nd place. Absolutely insane, and it has made $10,000, $1 million worldwide. It looks very entertaining. It looks very nicely put together. Hopefully it makes it up later on streaming, but it made $10,000 and came in 32nd place. Okay, so these are the next films that we'll be checking out. They'll be coming up on Thursday, April 24th. We'll be checking out Desert Warrior from Vertical Entertainment. Sounds interesting. Maybe it's more of a documentary. Desert Warrior. Fuse from Roadside Attractions. Could be entertaining. Michael, I think that is the Michael Jackson film from Lionsgate. Over Your Dead Body. And then Mother Mary. Oh, Expands Wide. What? Really? They're out right now. Well, now that's bizarre. Why are they like, oh, now it expands wide. I thought it said it came out already, but why is it in the theater? Okay, I'm confused. Yeah, okay, I just refreshed it really quick. Desert Warrior, Fight Club, Fuse, Michael, Over Your Dead Body. Okay, from IFC Entertainment Group. And then Mother Mary, though, expands wide. I swear it just came out. It's at the theater. That's weird. So then maybe it does. That's weird. Maybe it was the website's issue. I don't think. pretty sure it said it came out last week. That's why I reviewed it, checked it out. Well, then maybe what we'll do is just, I'm just gonna like check out that movie again, because we already watched the trailer for it in the last show. So we'll just check out any new reviews and see how it's doing, and then see if it. So maybe it will pop. So for now, it flopped. I mean, 17th place. Why is it? Do you think expanding wide is going to help this film? Huh. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know if any of these are going to affect the main box office. I don't think. Maybe some of these. Michael might do very well. And Mother Mary, I don't know. If it didn't do well already, why is it going to still come out again? And Over Your Dead Body, why are these movies just not waiting until Halloween? And then Halloween, watch, in October, there's going to be nothing. Or there'll be like kiddie movies or animated things or, things that are not Halloween. So weird. But yeah, we'll be checking out these on Thursday. And that wraps up this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you to IMDb, The Numbers, and RottenTomatoes.com. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.